Circle of 12. I'm Lee Carroll.
And I'm Monica Morani.
Well, we are back. Happy Wednesday, July 19. Every Wednesday evening of the year, we come together right here, where we feature special guests and questions and answers, discussions, meditation, and channeling.
But before we begin with our questions, let's again start with the affirmation of the month. We've given this on 2 previous episodes, so it should be familiar to you. And even if it's not familiar, and you're watching this as a replay, out of order to everything else, it doesn't matter because we are going to have the words on the screen for you. And we're going to repeat the affirmation 3 times. You're invited to participate and join in with us. So let's just spend a mini second releasing everything that's happened today and become fully present in this now moment. Dear Creator, thank you for being a part of me. I affirm that you love me beyond measure and have given me the gift of free choice to discover the God within. I claim the magnificence of my soul. I invite the energy of my soul to become even more enhanced in my daily life. The expression of my soul in the form of love and compassionate action to others reminds me of my own divinity. All is well, and all that is happening is for my highest good.
Dear Creator, thank you for being a part of me. I affirm that you love me beyond measure and have given me the gift of free choice to discover the God within. I claim the magnificence of my soul. I invite the energy of my soul to become even more enhanced in my daily life. The expression of my soul in the form of love and compassionate action to others reminds me of my own divinity. All is well, and all that is happening is for my highest good.
Dear Creator, thank you for being a part of me. I affirm that you love me beyond measure and have given me the gift of free choice to discover the God within. I claim the magnificence of my soul. I invite the energy of my soul to become even more enhanced in my daily life. The expression of my soul in the form of love and compassionate action to others reminds me of my own divinity. All is well, and all that is happening is for my highest good.
Thank you, Monica. I love these great affirmations, and I really am enjoying them for our programs. And again, we're going to say these affirmations for this entire month of Healing Wednesdays. And the more often you use these affirmations in your life, the more you understand you are magnificent.
But right now it's time for some questions, and you can submit your question in the portal, or you can go to cryonmasters.com/questions. This question comes from Beth, and Beth is in California in the US. Beth is asking, is there a difference between our cellular structure and innate? And if that's the first time you've heard of the word innate is the smart body intelligence that Kryon talks about. So Beth continues, you've told us to talk to our innate and to our cellular structure. Does it make a difference which one you talk to? Can you please explain the difference?
Beth, it's a great question since I just went through this on the first of the month program on July 5. I'll answer this more completely now, but if you wish to see that full take on my healing experience with my open heart surgery, where I indeed talked to my innate and what I did regarding that, and talking also to my cells, I recommend you take a look at a full video on YouTube that has just been posted within the last 3 weeks. And this tells more of the story than I've ever said here on the Healing Wednesdays. When I realized that this very invasive and scary to me operation, open heart surgery, would be needed to save my life, I knew I would have to work the puzzle along with my surgeon. Now, this is part of what I discussed in the July 5th program, where Kryon showed me years ago how I could go and do the surgery. And I did it with my eyes. And I could dramatically affect the recovery and the success of it. Kryon told me back there with my eye surgeries that I could actually save my sight by what I did before and after the operation. With my heart operation, I got more information from Spirit. So I'm going to share that again with you and with the group right now. First, in answer to your question directly, the innate is the translator to the cells. It's the smart body. Innate is a whole body coordinator and governor of your cell groups. So the individual cells may know what's up with the areas that you're dealing with, but only the innate knows the bigger picture, the whole body picture. So we're dealing with innate when we talk to our cells. So when we talk to our cells, I'm always thinking I'm dealing with innate or the whole body experience rather than just the isolated part. The cool thing is that Kryon has told me that the cells and the innate are so connected that innate gets the message no matter what you do. It's probably the best answer I could give you, so you can go ahead and do it anyway, innate's going to get it. It's about your intent and not your focus on a target to certain areas of the body. However, I learned something new. In April, when the operation was going to happen, I was about to have a very serious operation there, and Spirit told me how to approach it differently and more specifically than I had before. So I got specific information on how to instruct innate to work with my body, my cells in my chest, all of them. First, the body reacts to invasion. I think we know this. We're built for survival. We've got survival instincts everywhere. This surgery that I had and others have had is a major invasion to the core. I mean, they cut you open, the breastbone, the ribs, the actual heart is exposed. And then they stop your heart for more than an hour. I don't think it gets more invasive than that. And although I didn't ask, I suppose my heart was physically being held in the hands of another human being for a while. So my instructions to the entire body, and especially the heart area, was to, ready, quote, welcome the invader. It's a beautiful process to save all of you. I'm talking to my cells here. More to my cells. Don't resist. Don't react. Be calm. Let the surgery team do what it does best. Let them in. Greet them for me. I'll be sleeping. Wow. It gives me chills just thinking about what happened. I had a perfect surgery. I really did. It was way above average recovery time. They almost didn't want me to do the surgery because there were too many things to accomplish that day while they were in there. It was very invasive. But they saw my attitude, my calmness and all of it, and they proceeded anyway. And I was walking the halls and climbing the stairs, the hospital stairway with supervision, within 4 days of the operation. I'm almost embarrassed to tell you the entire story. You can see it on YouTube. But let's just say that I recovered very, very quickly. As I speak to you now, I go to cardio rehab for the treadmill and more. I'm loving it. I never thought I would say that. But all of this, I believe, is due to my specific instructions to my innate and my cells. So if any of you are facing a surgery of any size, of any kind, that's the first thing I would recommend. We have this I would say, a code of survival that the body has. We've got to rewrite it. Tell innate, don't resist. Dear innate, listen up. Don't resist. Welcome the invader. Be peaceful and cooperate with the surgeon. Let him in. Wow. Again, I saw it work big time.
I love that answer that Lee gave, and I've heard Lee present many lectures on innate, so I want to just add 2 more things in there. That our innate takes instructions, so just be clear, it's a command. It's not I wish and I want you to do something. It's a command. So for example, I had a cold sore on my mouth and we were getting ready for Sedona event presentation, and I said, dear innate, do not let that cold sore develop. Get rid of it. We are not having it. And I was actually pleasantly surprised that it didn't even develop. It was enough that my lipstick could cover it, and it never developed fully. So innate takes instructions. And then the other thing is it's a relationship. So you just say, thank you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Don't underestimate the power of telling your cells how much you love them and what a good job they are doing. All right, I want to take another question. It's from Tina, and Tina is in Florida of the US. And Tina is saying, how does an everyday working person who has for the past few years been following all this and reading and researching and just trying to figure it all out, how do I truly connect to one's higher self or guides?
There's no such thing as an everyday working person. We're magnificent, Tina. It's a great question. The first question I would ask you ready? How do you know you're not already connected? What if I told you I think you are? I ask this question here because that's what happened to me. Let me tell you, my case, I was a channeler. I should be connected, like automatically, all the time, right? I think I was in my 3rd or 4th year of channeling and had been with so many people who recommended so many things to help me feel stuff. Like you, I wanted to be connected when I wasn't channeling. I was frustrated, so I didn't feel anything different except when I channeled. Then I felt the whole thing. It was fine when I was channeling, but when I wasn't channeling, I didn't feel I was connected at all. I wanted to connect to all those angelic things that Kryon was talking about even back then. So, I was in my shower where Kryon talks to me when I finally asked Kryon if there was a way I could feel connected, like I do when I channel. Kryon, how can I feel more connected? What should I do? Is there a process? Was I missing something? I immediately got an answer I'll never forget. Quote from Kryon, Lee, how many books did you read or courses did you take to allow yourself to fall in love for the first time in your life? Okay, I got it. If I had walked around saying, how do I fall in love? Let me get a counselor right on that. It seems to be missing in my life. I fell in love because everything else was put out of my mind and my thoughts. I fell in love even if it made no sense or logic. I think you know what that's like. I'm not even caring about how it looked to others. My mind was blank. It did it almost by itself. It was a quantifiably, I would say, I went almost insane in so many different ways. I didn't have to study it. That's what happens when you get in love. Kryon wanted me to see this and tell me that I had too many filters going on, too many things in the way. A filter is your subconscious being programmed to believe something, even if it's something's not true, or even something dysfunctional, but you believe it. My subconscious needed to have an event, perhaps, or even a ceremony that told me, behold, you're connected. I mean, that's what my subconscious wanted because I was used to ceremony, graduations and things. I needed something to say that something had changed. So my filter was cultural and very 3D. I expected a 3D event that would indicate I am connected. So my subconscious had decided that connecting to my higher self would have to feel a certain way, or that my mind would somehow have to be like in a new nirvana or something new from what I was. The filter. Take a pill and there's a reaction. This is what we're used to. That's the filter. Or study hard in the school, get a grade, get congratulations, and graduate. Get a piece of paper. I was expecting a reaction. But then I realized that when I fell in love, I expected nothing. I just fell in love. It just was. I was just pleased to be on the planet in love. Kryon then told me 3 things to help me. Number 1, you don't really believe you deserve it. Lee, you got a self-worth issue. You don't really think you can deserve it. Excuse me, does anybody have that? So that's the first filter. Number 2, you're trying too hard and waiting for a reaction. I'll do this and see if there's a reaction. Oh, nope, I'll do this and see if there's a reaction. Meaning, do I feel better? Do I not feel better? Number 3, you won't allow yourself to be loved. I think that's a big one. You won't allow yourself to be loved. Tina, you are already there, very connected. Peel the onion of self-doubt. Stop trying so hard. Just sit and let Spirit love you and expect nothing more. That's all, just nothing more. Just raise your hands and say, thank you that I am connected. Then realize you're deeply loved and have been all the time.
So let's do one more question. It comes from Bezad, who is in Texas. And Bezad is asking, Kryon gave us a new tool to drop our karma. Do we have to repeat the affirmation on dropping our karma after receiving this tool? Or is it enough to say it just once?
Hello, Bazad. This is an easy one and a quick one, since Kryon has discussed this as much as anything else ever channeled. The answer is one time. One time. But with pure intent. Unlike an affirmation, this is not an ongoing daily life issue. It's a one-time, lifetime spiritual issue, so that's why the pure intent is needed. In other words, you mean it. This is really where you are rewriting the patterns of your karmic experience. It's also a biological change, since it affects the DNA where the Akasha is stored. Although it's a new tool, Kryon has been talking about it for more than 30 years. It's one of those most powerful tools, I think, one of the most powerful tools we've been given. It's time to drop the karma and the drama of your past and move on to a future that has no karmic potholes or paybacks. Don't you love it? Strong karma from the past often creates guilt, self-worth issues, feelings of having to accomplish certain things. Kryon said it's needed in an older, and it was needed actually in an older energy. It was correct in an older energy to push and pull people to change. But now this is available to all without the added push to an older energy. Make it a ceremony. Let your entire innate and your body know what you're doing, and that you're officially dropping any karmic attributes. Any karmic attributes that you have which do not serve you this lifetime.
So let's now do a meditation, and